Philippines Farm Productions and Rural Landscapes. The objective of this presentation is to understand the significance of farming in the Philippines and its impact on the country's economy, society, and environment. The picture shows the various agricultural activities in the Philippines. In most regions in our country, agriculture is our way of survival. We plant, we harvest, and we sell crops to the larger market. Agriculture or farming is the backbone of our country. First crop is the rice in the Philippines. So rice is the most important food crop here in the country, a staple food in which most Filipinos consume, and it is a very important element for both diet and culture. The geography of rice in the Philippines or the ways of which rice will be planted. We have here the forest clearing for shifting cultivation or what we call as kaingin. Second is we have upland or secano. Third, we have sabog or pangas. Then fourth, we have tubigan. And the last is the Ifugao rice terraces. The forest clearing for shifting cultivation or the kaingin is a traditional farming method where trees and vegetation are burned or cut down to create land for planting. While it provides temporary fertile soil, it can lead to deforestation and soil degradation if not managed properly. Upland or secano, this refers to rice farming in non-irrigated and elevated areas where crops depend on rainfall only. Third is the sabog or pangas. This is a method of planting rice by scattering seeds over the field instead of transplanting the seedlings. It is commonly used in uplands or rain-fed areas. Tubigan. This refers to irrigated rice fields where water is controlled and maintained, providing a more stable environment for rice cultivation, especially in lowland areas. The last one is the Ifugao rice terraces. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in the Philippines. These terraces are ancient, hand-built agricultural system in the mountains of Ifugao. They showcase the ingenuity of indigenous farming techniques using stone walls and a complex irrigation system to grow rice sustainably. Due to higher demand for rice in the Philippines, the Philippine government encouraged the farmers to develop other sources of staple food crops to lessen the demand for rice. Here comes the corn. Corn is not only a cheap and readily available, but most importantly, as nutritious as the rice. Philippines ranked 15th among world corn producers. Filipino farm households depend on corn as a major source of livelihood. They produce white and yellow corn, which is for human and animal consumption respectively. As you can see in the table, yellow corn has progressed considerably since 1980, while the white corn has stagnated. The reason of this is mainly because yellow corn at this time is the main source of animals' food, unlike the white corn that is somehow a substitute for the higher demand of rice or the palay.
I'm going to discuss the major export of crops, which is the banana, the coconut, and the pineapple. But let me discuss first the coconut. The coconut is a highly valuable export that significantly contributes both local and global economies. It is also a largest commercial crops in the Philippines. It is a widely used various industries like Indonesia. They use this product in making food, construction, biofuel, cosmetics, and handicrafts. For example, cooking oil. Muna siya ang key ingredients in cooking. Then also as skincare products. Then ang kanang iyang coconut has is pwede po na siya ma-process into an eco-friendly roofs and mat. Then sa Philippines po, ang kaning coconut industry is they provides employments to millions of farmers and workers involved processing and exporting coconut-based product. But aside from that, bisag daghang mga benefits and advantages nga gikuan ang coconut industry is naka-face pod sila economical issues like scarcity. For example, matingata nga nung ni mahal ang presyo sa coconut oil because the coconut industry face a problem like typhoons, drought, or kanang daghan ay mga old coconut trees. Then kanang old coconut trees is makareduce na siya sa production, no? Then if gamay na ang kanang coconut nga available, then the price of a coconut oil or mga other coconut products kay musaka because people still want to buy it but wala na enough nga supply. Muna mo affect sa business nga nakadepende o nakarely ra sa coconut product, and that can make things more expensive. Next is I'm going to discuss the pineapple. Pineapple is a high tropical fruit that plays a crucial role in agriculture, trade, and industry. It supports many livelihoods by creating jobs in farming, processing, and export. In addition to being consumed as fresh fruits, pineapple are processed into juices, jams, and dried fruits, extending their market reach. An example is the Philippine Del Monte and Dolly companies, which export pineapple products worldwide. Furthermore, daghan pay mga maproduce ani nga kanang product which is pineapple. Ang kanang iyang pineapple leaves is pwede pud ni siya magamit to produce fiber for textiles, biofuel, and even animal feed. Then one of the kanang top exporter ani nga kanang product is kanang which is ang kaning pineapple is ang Costa Rica. But sadly, they face an economic issue which is ang farmers kay must decide whether mo plant ba sila pineapple or other crops, because if they're going to plant a pineapple is kanang dako ang land nga makonsume, which is gamay na lang ang space sa other crops like corn and beans for the local people. Then it can be a result or this can lead to a higher food prices ana nga country, which is sa Costa Rica. The last major export of crops is banana. Banana is one of the most important agricultural commodities globally. Bananas contribute significantly to trade, employment, and economic development. Then, we have three top exporters ani sa bananas, which is countries like Ecuador, Philippines, and Costa Rica. Then, ilan ni siya gisupply sa Then, ang place nga ilang gisuplayan ani is sa United States, Europe, and Asia. Daghay ka ng mga countries nga nigamit ani nga product because kanang besides of being a staple food, banana byproducts also promote sustainability. With kanang iyang banana fiber, pwede po ni siya magamit in textile production, biodegradable packaging, and biofuel. Let us now move on to the next slide, which is the animal husbandry in the Philippines. We have three. First is hog raising. It is the practice of breeding, feeding, managing pigs for meat production, commonly known as pork. Next is cattle raising. It is the practice of breeding, feeding, and managing cows or bulls for meat or beef, milk, or other agricultural purposes. The third one is poultry. Refers to the domesticated birds such as chicken, ducks, turkeys, raised for meat, eggs, or feathers. This livestock industry contribute to the country's economy by supplying food, raw materials, and export opportunity. They also support rural livelihoods by providing jobs and income for the farmers. It also contribute to the economic growth. However, challenges such as fluctuating feeds prices, like magkataas ang presyo sa kanang feeds, diseases like African swine fever nga maka-hinder noon nga maka-export og kanang mga meat or pork to other country or places. Then also import dependency, kana nga mga problem is maka-affect yun na siya sa overall productivity and stability. Next slide is how the farm is done. We have two methods. First is traditional methods, then the next is the modern methods. I know that you've already learned about this method because atong previous nga mga kanang lesson is na-discuss na ni siya. Traditional farming is, it has been the backbone of the agriculture for centuries. It is just relying on age-old techniques which is kanang walay gipanggamit nga mga machines para mapadali ang trabaho. The farmers sa kanang traditional farming is they're just using their hands as a tools, then nagamit lang pud sila kanang mga animals like sa pag-araro. That's the essence of the traditional agriculture. Next is the modern method. So, aning nga part is naanay kabaguhan or improvement sa agricultural production, no? Because aning nga time is gi-introduce na nila ang advancements sa technology, mechanization, then sustainable practices. Ang kanang ani sa modern is mapareduce na it will be reduces labor costs, increases output, then it can also enhance food security. However, it may also lead to have a job displacement in traditional farming sectors, highlighting trade-offs in economic decision.
Agricultural activities has its own environmental implications. The most common ones are deforestation, water pollution, and biodiversity loss. Deforestation, it is a large-scale clearing of forest for agriculture, such as kaingin or shifting cultivation, which reduces tree cover, leading to soil erosion, disruption of a water cycle, and the loss of carbon storage, contributing to climate change. Water pollution, it is an excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides in the farming that contaminate rivers, lakes, and groundwater, harming aquatic life and making water unsafe for consumption. Biodiversity loss, converting forests and wetlands into farmland, destroys natural habitats, reducing plant and animal species diversity, and disrupting the ecosystem. In order to lessen the environmental implications brought by agricultural activities, we have here the sustainable agricultural practices. First, organic farming, agroforestry, and water conservation. Organic farming, it is a method that avoids the use of synthetic chemicals and focuses on the natural fertilizers such as compost, and pest control methods to maintain soil health and reduce pollution. Agroforestry is integrating trees and crops in the same farmland to improve soil fertility, prevent erosion, and enhance biodiversity while still producing food. Water conservation, it is a technique like rainwater harvesting, drip irrigation, and proper water management to reduce waste and ensure sustainable water use in farming. To conclude of what we have presented, the agricultural landscapes of the Philippines is a vital component of the nation's identity and economy. From the staple rice fields to the abundant coconut groves, farming shapes both the land and the livelihood of its people. We've seen how these diverse agricultural productions and landscapes provide valuable insights into the interconnectedness of human and the environment.
While challenges like environmental impact and modernization persist, the path towards sustainable practices and responsible resource management is crucial for ensuring the long-term prosperity of Philippine rural communities. By working to improve these practices, we can pave the way for more resilient and sustainable future for the archipelago. This is Nina Cristel S. Iman.
Hannah Mayas Castilla, thank you.
And see you next time.